Howdy all, I'm Adam the Renaissance Nerd. One of the things we've been saying since the Acolyte began was that Leslye Headland and her band of Mongoloids are ready to destroy Star Wars. They have an agenda. They want to pick it apart because each and every one of them, all the way to Dave Filoni, hate George's galaxy far, far away. And one of the key things that they must do in order to rewrite Star Wars, to change it to their way of thinking, is to deconstruct the Jedi. It's very apparent all the way through this that we're supposed to not like the Jedi. The Jedi, who are the good guys in Star Wars. Are they sometimes a little dogmatic? Are they rigid, stuck in their ways, which led to their downfall and the rise of the Second Sith Empire? Well, maybe not Second Sith Empire. We'll say the Galactic Empire. Even though Palpatine was a Sith, it wasn't a Sith Empire. Sith Empire requires hundreds of Sith, different stuff. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. The rise of Palpatine happened because the Jedi were too stuck in their ways. But they were still the good guys. They're still heroes. But Leslye Headland, Dave Filoni, all of them, we need to make sure you understand that the Jedi aren't perfect. Well, we already knew that. But anyway, I'm getting too far afield. What exactly am I talking about, Dave? Very simply, Leslye Headland admits the Acolyte is about breaking down the Jedi as a concept. As a concept, the Jedi are an order. They're not a concept, it's an order. God damn it. Well, let's read this and we will, I'm going to get angry. Very simple. Acolyte showrunner Leslye Headland admitted that one of the main purposes of the show is to break down the Jedi as a concept. Speaking with Maggie Lovett at Collider, a lot of stuff about the Acolyte and Disney Star Wars and fans coming out with Collider today. And Maggie Lovett, who decided to cry a couple weeks ago during the whole Wikipedia Kiadia Mundi shit, crying, "Oh my God, I'm getting so many DMs and threats and people telling me to Minecraft myself and get back in the kitchen and nah. Never a receipt. Just wanted to remind you that the person giving this interview claims victimhood, claims misogyny against her as a female fan of Star Wars. Never a receipt. Anyway, so Maggie Lovett, fake fan, talks to Leslye Headland. For you as a fan of Star Wars, how much fun has it been to get to pick apart these ideas that have been baked into the franchise for so long and then flip the narrative a little bit and make people look at things from a very different point of view? What actual real goddamn fan? What actual fan would get joy out of saying, are you having fun picking it apart and subverting expectations and flipping narratives and changing everything that George said into... This is a fake fan. And the people that are on her side are all fake fans. So you have to understand, that is the center of this conversation. One fake fan talking to another. Headland responded, I hope it's making people look at it from a different point of view. I can understand that fans, especially people who don't know the High Republic, oh, you mean everybody in the world, sells less than 10,000 copies of everything it produces. Merch, rotting on shelves. Nobody watches the High Republic. Nobody cares about the High Republic. It's just... who don't know the High Republic may feel like I'm criticizing the Jedi as they exist in George Lucas's meaning the prequels in episodes 5 through 6, but that's not the case. Oh, really? So you've not only set the groundwork that there's going to be a possible Jedi cover-up about this whole incident in your show, you're showing constant Jedi incompetence, you're showing Jedi not behaving like Jedi, you're showing Jedi possibly setting up a grand-scale murder of a bunch of lesbian witches. Yeah, because that all happened in George. That all happened with George's galaxy far, far away. You piece of shit. We're so much further back from that. We're in the era that Obi-Wan is talking about in A New Hope. We're in a period where the proliferation of power is so huge and far-reaching. Actually, in the next episode, you're going to see how far-flung particular missions with the Jedi are and the lack of oversight. So you're saying bureaucracy is at fault. That's Leslye Headland's grand scheme of storytelling. Everything is bad because of bureaucracy. And therefore bureaucracy leads to incompetence. And bureaucracy... Well, maybe you don't want to actually tell that story, Leslye. because that goes against everything you believe in as a leftist. Anyway, all right, so let's keep going. However, in a follow-up question, Headland made clear what her intention was. Lovett stated, "We get a little bit of a tease that there isn't an episode with the whole thing with Raincourt talking about doing this audit, essentially, of the Jedi Order, which I think is great. That's very true to where George Lucas is approaching things in the prequels, which is very political. Very much a response to that kind of dynamic with the Jedi." Once again, fake fan view. The prequels were not political. They had political themes. Political is about pushing agenda. Themes are about showing how politics works. There's a difference. George wasn't pushing agenda in the prequels. He's simply showing how corrupt and broken a government can be and how the Jedi with good intentions can get swept up in it. All these stands, Maggie Lovett, Leslye Headland, Dave Filoni, Kathleen Kennedy, everybody involved in Star Wars and who support it, you want to inject your ideology into this stuff. The Acolyte is bringing to the top with not-so-secret agenda Marxist leftist ideology. All of it. That is the difference between politics and political theme. Very simple. But then again, these are smooth brains. They don't get it. Headland replied, "Yeah, so comparing these Jedi to the Jedi in the prequels, it's a little difficult because it's 100 years. It's a century. So you see, Vernestra's like, we cannot let that happen. She gets more and more concerned about that at the end of the season, and rightfully so because she, as a very powerful Jedi Master, can sort of see what's on the horizon, whereas when we meet the Jedi in the prequels, they're completely enmeshed at that point." First of all, 100 years, not that big a time jump in terms of the Jedi. Jedi have existed for 25,000 years. This is a drop in the bucket, especially when you consider the fact that Yoda is still probably Grand Master at this time. He's still in charge, which means how things are going to change so drastically in 100 years? It isn't. It's about understanding that these people don't know what's going on. They don't. Leslye Headland, let's read the answer again. Let's read it again. So comparing these Jedi to the Jedi in the prequels is a little difficult because of 100 years. No, it isn't. It's not. The Jedi Order, the reason the Jedi Order fell was because it's the exact same thing as it was 100, 1,000, 2,000 years ago, because they don't evolve. They didn't change. They were dogmatic and rigid. They wanted to do good, but they couldn't think beyond their rules and regulations of what it means to be a Jedi. That is why the Sith gained power and control, because they couldn't understand that they were not able to see the whole picture. That's why Yoda's vision is clouded. That's why Mace Windu's vision is clouded. That's why nobody wanted to see the truth right in front of them. That a Sith Lord, Palpatine, Sidious, was right in front of them. So there is no difference. And this just proves Leslye Headland is a fake fan, that she never watched the prequel trilogy, let alone the OT. She never watched a second of it, other than maybe clips handed to her by her assistants after they were done doing her clam-slamming bidding. The point is this. They talk about all this stuff. This is word salad. This is word salad, but the core truth of it is in the next statement. Adding, going back to your question, one of the interesting ways to unpack the Jedi is when they are at their height as they are here. What are the things they're doing differently? A Jedi doesn't pull their weapon unless prepared to kill. That's just a High Republic concept. Hey, don't have a battle droids. They don't have other people with lightsabers. There isn't any reason to pull it. Comparing that to anybody in the prequels, it's not the same. They're just not the same Jedi. So in my opinion, and in my experience, and what I was interested in digging into is, it seems like it's a time where you can break down the Jedi as a concept, whereas I wouldn't want to touch what has been established of them a century later. They're the same. The Jedi are the Jedi. It's the same. And if you don't understand that, you have no right to even touch this material, to even write anything. You want to break it apart to fit your weird-ass vision. She's word-selling here. Jedi doesn't pull their weapon. That's a High Republic concept. There are no droids. There was always something for a Jedi to pull their weapon against in defense of others. It's not like the Jedi walked around for thousands of years just going, hey, everybody, take a chill. Let's have peace and well-being. No, they had to use force sometimes. aggressive diplomacy. I mean, this is simply somebody who knows nothing about Star Wars trying to sound like they know something about Star Wars, using Disney Star Wars as their foundation of knowledge. Leslye Headland, her whole purpose of this show is to deconstruct the Jedi, deconstruct the use of the Force, destroy the themes, the ideas represented by George Lucas' Star Wars, because that's what Dave Filoni wants, that's what Kathleen Kennedy wants, and Leslye Headland is happy to just make her own thing because she never even knew what Star Wars was to begin with. Okay, I'm done. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, a like would be very much appreciated. If you are new here, I invite you to subscribe to me right here on YouTube, or hope to earn your trust and support using facts and logic, because facts and logic do not care about Stan, Fake Fan, and SJW Fifis. Thank you again for watching. Take it easy. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, check out my gaming channel at Renaissance Nerd Arcade, and follow me on X Twitter under @TheRedNerd. Thanks again for watching. Take it easy.